Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the wrap on the Raptor and on the TRX as well. I'm going to include some overlay footage in the first part of this video so you guys can see what the colors actually look like, because this camera doesn't pick them up whatsoever. The iPhone, on the other hand, which is where this footage was shot, actually shows you guys what the color really looks like. So enjoy that footage while I talk about a couple things. So first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to TechWrap for getting me the rolls out so quickly. And I think that they turn out absolutely fantastic. Like, this is my favorite wrap on both vehicles that I've ever had. Like, I don't know, I feel like the orange really fits the TRX, and I feel like the green really fits the Raptor, and I just love the finish with the vinyl on both of them. The orange is just, I don't know, it's really cool, and both of them actually have like gold metallic flake, the orange and the green, and so I think TechWrap killed it. And then obviously a huge shout out and thank you to Tron Auto Lab for putting the wrap on both of the vehicle, well, putting the wraps on both of the vehicles. I can't talk today, doesn't matter, but yeah, Tron Auto Lab did an amazing job with both the wraps, applying both of them. So again, TechWrap made amazing vinyl, and then Tron Auto Lab did a fantastic job with applying the vinyl. And with all that being said, let's pop right into it. Okay, so let's actually pop outside and go over the details on both the wraps, and you guys will see instantly, as soon as I show you any sort of footage from this camera of the wraps, it looks completely different from the iPhone footage. So look at this. Like, look at the green with the Raptor. You can see that it looks significantly different. Like, it just, I don't know, it looks like white in hue on camera. Whereas in person, there is no like white hue whatsoever. It's just green and gold metallic flake. But the first thing I want to mention here is, you guys can see I wrapped over the decal here on the Raptor. So there's a decal underneath. And the reason that we wrapped over this is just in case I want to wrap the truck a different color in the future, or do something like that. I wanted to have that ability to just have the stock decal, and if I ever sell the truck in the future, just in case the person that buys this from me, you know, wants the stock decal, it's there. It's easier to wrap over it than it is to take it off and then put it back on, and so that's why we did that. And then also we had the custom Raptor decal, and really from a distance you don't notice it. You just notice that you've got that Raptor decal, and you guys can see here on the other side with the exact same thing with the Raptor decal. And so, like, it's not super noticeable unless you're up close, or unless the sunlight is super bright on it. And so I think that was the route to go. And you guys can see we did down here as well. We just wrapped over it. I definitely think that was a good thing to do, and I don't know, I liked it. Next thing is the two-tone. This is the thing I was a little bit torn on. When I saw pictures of it, I was first like, I'm not so sure about it. But seeing it in person now, it looks really good, actually. And I know, I'm actually glad we did the two-tone so that the trucks kind of match. And obviously that matches the door handles, and then it also matches the roof, as you guys can see. And then obviously the decals here on the back. It does not match the fenders, because the fenders are kind of like this dark metallic gray. So that part of it does look a little bit funny. I might change it in the future, right? Might make the two-tone metallic gray, and then might change the logos and everything. But for the time being, we're just going to keep it black. And so, yeah, I can understand, you know, some people might think that that is a little bit funny looking because of that. And then other details on the Raptor. First off, you guys can see we have a mud flap over here, which is great, by the way, from Rock Blocks. And we don't have one over here. You guys can remember we did some shenanigans in the Raptor. I did some donuts and everything in the mud. Not donuts, sorry, drifting in the mud. And, well, the mud flap came off. It's caked. I'm going to put it back on in the near future, but right now we are mud flapless, so it kind of looks a little bit funny. So, yeah, pretty interesting. The next thing to go over is the wheels. So, as you guys can see here with the wheels, this is something that I think looks absolutely fantastic, and this is one of my favorite parts of the wrap, is wrapping around this part of the beadlock capable wheel. I think it looks fantastic, and yeah, definitely one of my favorite details on the wrap with the Raptor and all that fun stuff. And we did the same thing with the TRX, but I feel like the Raptor wheel, because we left a lot of it exposed, I think it just looks a little bit better. And the next thing is here on the hood. You guys can see here we've got these stripes on the hood. Gives it a much more aggressive appearance. You guys saw this in the iPhone footage at the beginning, just kind of how it looks together, because, like, again, it looks like garbage with this camera, frankly. But with the iPhone camera, it looks a little bit better. But yeah, I think the Raptor just has this aggressive appearance, and it kind of matches the TRX a little bit better, because notice how you've got the black accenting on either side, and then the same thing with the TRX. You've got the black accenting on either side. And I guess we should pop in the TRX. So the TRX is the same as it was before. It's just orange now instead of green. And I don't know. I think that it fits the truck a lot better. I don't know. I think it just fits the theme of it a lot better. The Raptor looks amazing in green. The TRX look good in green, but I think that the TRX looks better with orange. I think this is the color that the truck should have originally been. And obviously, I got to mention, it is the poor man's ignition edition. So, funny thing. Again, we kept with the theme. So we wrapped around the wheel here. And then we've got the mud flaps from Rock Blocks on the TRX. I haven't done any shenanigans yet to rip them off in my stupidity. The thing about the Rock Blocks mud flaps is you can easily take them off. I should have taken it off before I did the drifting and everything in the Raptor, but yeah, I was just lazy. Still, we kept with the two-tone design here at the bottom, and then also, you guys can see we still did the black roof, and nothing changed with the interior, so the interior is still the same with TRX. So it's a little bit different, right? Because we've got like the red accents here in the interior and everything with the orange on the outside, but I don't think that it looks bad, and the trucks pretty much match at this point because, well, right, they both have their like two-tone wraps. They both have their two-tone wraps, and they're both very bright colors. And yeah, I don't know, I think this is the coolest looking garage I've ever had. I love it. I absolutely love the appearance of both the trucks, and yeah, I'm really excited for everything that's to come. So that is pretty much going to sum things up for the vinyl part of today's video. I want you guys to seriously give me your opinion on the wraps, if you hate them, if you love them, what you think about them overall, and what this means now that both of the trucks are wrapped and everything is set up with that. I'm finally going to be able to do my off-road comparison with them very soon. I'm super excited for that video. This is probably one of the most planned out videos I have ever had on the channel. Like, I have literally been thinking about what I'm going to do in this video for months, and so like the basic layout of the video, and I guess I shouldn't like, well, you know, maybe I should leave most of it to be a surprise, but basically there's going to be some off-roading, obviously. There's going to be lap time, actually, with both of the trucks, which is a pretty exciting thing. I've never done that on the channel before, so I think this should be pretty exciting. And then there is going to be some jumping at the end of the video, so it is like going to be a comprehensive off-road review. Absolutely crazy, and yeah, it should be like one of the best videos I've ever made. It's going to take a lot of time to produce, but it's going to be one of those like passion projects that, you know, I'm sure it'll make a decent amount of money, but it's also mostly going to be for fun. And I mean, I'll be able to take both, like, I'll be taking both these trucks off-road, like, no complaints. It'll be a fun time. I guess on a side note, before we get into the last part of today's video and then kind of sum things up, is I want you guys to let me know if you want me to still do a crazy build on the Raptor. I still haven't heard back from Tuscany on anything. It makes me a little bit sad, but if I don't hear back from them, I'm just still going to do like basically a Shelby Raptor build where I do, again, the bumpers rear and front, and then do the Baja rack with the tire carrier. I'm going to keep the stock tires because I think that having this truck with 37s is awesome, and then obviously once Fox releases the race series shocks, doing the race series shocks, I think that'll be a fun little thing to do. And so yeah, let me know on that, guys. Well, it is now time to say goodbye to the TRX and the Raptor. For now, I've got them, well, as you guys can see, parked in their respective parking spaces for the time being, until I move into the new house, of course, which is actually going to be happening pretty soon. So we are here in the second driveway where we have this week's press car. I guess this is like a sneak peek into one of the reviews that'll be posted in the near future. It is a 2022 BMW M440i xDrive. That's a pretty cool car. So, as you guys can see, I mean, look at this thing. So first off, it is, of course, green. It's my favorite color ever. It's very, very beautiful. Like, I know some of you guys might not like the new grille with BMWs, but overall, I think it's a really good looking car, just from an exterior aesthetics perspective. I don't know. I'm definitely a huge fan. But to give you guys kind of like a behind the scenes look with the channel, obviously this is the driveway that I film in. Even though it's filthy, it doesn't matter, right? It's about the car. It's not about the location. But basically what I do with these press cars is I drive them a minimum of 100 miles in all sorts of conditions, and then I film the main review. And then after I've driven the car about 3 to 4, sometimes 500 miles, that's when I make that video where I go over all the things that I like about the car and the things that I don't like about the car, and then my final thoughts on the car. So like when I'm giving driving impressions with these press cars, it's a lot more in depth than when I'm doing the dealership cars, because the dealership cars, I'm driving the car on the block for like a mile or two, which you can get a feel for a car, especially, you know, being someone that has driven so many cars. Like, I can get a pretty good feel for a car in just a couple miles. But with these, I'm really getting a feel for them. So it's like the reviews are a little bit more in depth. So yesterday I drove well over 100 miles in the car, so that's why I'll be filming the review on the car today. And then the final thoughts video will be next week is when I'll actually film that after I've driven the car for a little bit longer to see if there's anything that's come up that I kind of missed in the initial driving with the car, to see like if, yeah, like I said, if there's anything else that pops up. But I guess that gives you guys kind of like a behind the scenes look. And again, it's green and it's beautiful. That's pretty much going to sum things up for today's video. Obviously, this was centered around the wrap on the TRX and the Raptor and whether or not you guys think that they are absolutely hideous. And then obviously showing this week's press car, which this thing is, like I said, it is a riot to drive around in. I'll give you guys impressions, obviously, in the review and everything, but yeah, so far, love this car. It's such a cool car. But I guess another big update is everything with the house is pretty much done, so I'm closed on the loan for it and everything. And so what that means is I might be able to move in sooner rather than later, depending on the current owner of the house that's selling it to me, if they're okay with moving out sooner because my loan closed so fast. And so if that is the case, then this might be like one of the like this particular car might be like one of the last reviews filmed in this driveway, and then we'll be filming in the new driveway, obviously. So I'll give you guys will see it. There'll be like a full like unveil of the house, full house tour, all that fun stuff. So I'm super excited for that and everything that's coming alongside of that. Yeah. And anyways, again, I want you guys to let me know what you think about the wraps and what you think about the Raptor build, if I should go crazy all out on it or if I should keep it relatively stock. And I'll see all of you in that next video. Behind the scenes, Ben Hardy, $70,000 car that has manually adjustable seats. What the heck is this? Doo-doo-doo. Ah! Music. Always got that copyright infringement trying to happen. But the reason this is an extra clip in the video, if I am posting this in the video, this will show you guys more behind the scenes. So like for me to get the car set up for the review, I have to get it back into the driveway, which actually I have to pull forward first. I have to get the car back into the driveway, so I always have to do this whole maneuver thing where I like back out and then go forward and then pull back in, and then I can review the car because it's straightforward. And this thing's beeping at me a lot. I think I'm doing something wrong. I guess this will also make it in today's video. So I'm about to set up and review this car, but there's a little bit of a problem. The gauge cluster won't show up. I don't like, I tried turning off the light. So the light's off. It's because I thought, oh, maybe it's dim or something. But yeah, it's just stability control button showing. But yeah, it's like the screen's not working. I don't know what to do. I've never had this happen before.